Each of us express love or affection to our significant other regularly. But do we truly take time to make sure we're communicating it the way our partner wants to receive it? Hey, welcome to today's podcast episode. I am your host, Abraham Emas. It is the month of love, February. And in today's episode, I'll be discussing on the effective use of the love language. To my new listeners joining us for the first time, I say a big welcome to you all. This is Abraham's Ideas Podcast, your go-to podcast for anything business and mind improvement. So, the effective use of the love language. Even love can sometimes get lost in translation when two partners speak different love languages. The effective use of the love languages involves understanding and expressing affection in ways that resonate with your partner's preferences. By identifying and catering to your partner's primary love language, you create a stronger emotional connection and fulfillment in the relationship. This personalized approach enhances intimacy, fosters mutual understanding, and ensures that gestures of love are received and appreciated, ultimately strengthening the bond between partners. In today's episode, I will discuss about the 5 most important love languages discovered so far. The 5 love languages are 5 different ways of expressing and receiving love. So, what are the 5 love languages? The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Not everyone communicates love in the same way, and likewise, people have different ways they prefer to receive love. The concept of the love language was developed by Gary Chapman in his book, The 5 Love Languages: The Secret to Love That Lasts, where he describes these 5 unique styles of communicating love categories that he distilled from his experience in marriage counseling and linguistics. We all may relate to most of these love languages, but each one of us has one that speaks to us the most. There's a quote by marriage and family therapist Sonny Motamedi, which states that discovering you and your partner's primary love language and speaking that language regularly may create a better understanding of each other's needs and support each other's growth. Now, let's define and explain each of these love languages by Chapman. Number 1, words of affirmation. People with words of affirmation as a love language value verbal acknowledgement of affection, including frequent I love yous, compliments, verbal encouragement, and often frequent digital communication like texting and social media engagement. Written and spoken shows of affection matter the most to these people. Faria Mahmood Saeed tells us that these expressions makes them feel understood and appreciated. Number 2, quality time. People whose love language is quality time feel the most adored when their partner actively wants to spend time with them and is always down to hang out. They particularly love when active listening, eye contact, and full presence are prioritized hallmarks in the relationship. Mahmoud Saeed tells us again that this love language is all about giving your undivided attention to that one special person without the distraction of televisions, phone screens, or any other outside interferences. They have a strong desire to actively spend time with their significant other, having meaningful conversations or sharing recreational activities. Number 3, acts of services. If your love language is acts of service, You value when your partner goes out of their way to make your life easier. It's things like bringing you soup when you're sick, making your coffee for you in the morning, breakfast in bed, or picking up your dry cleaning for you when you've had a busy day at work. This love language is for people who believe that action speaks louder than words, unlike those who prefer to hear how much they are cared for. People on this list like to be shown how they are appreciated. Doing the smaller and bigger chores to make their life easier or more comfortable is highly cherished by these folks. Number 4, gifts. Gift is a pretty straightforward love language. You feel loved when people give you visual symbols of love. As Chapman calls it, it's not about the monetary value, but the symbolic thought behind the item. People with this style recognize and value the gift-giving process, the careful reflection, the deliberate choosing of the object to represent the relationship, and the emotional benefits from receiving the present. People whose love language is receiving gifts enjoy being gifted something that is both physical and meaningful, that matter to them and reflect their values, not necessarily yours. Number 5, physical touch. People with physical touch as their love language feel loved when they receive physical signs of affection, including kissing, holding hands, cuddling on the couch, and sex. Physical intimacy and touch can be incredibly affirming and serve as a powerful emotional connector for these people. The roots go back to their childhood. Motamedi notes, some people only felt deep affection and love by their parents when they were held and kissed or touched. People who communicate their appreciation through this language, when they consent to it, feel appreciated when they are hugged, kissed, or cuddled. They value the feeling of warmth and comfort that comes with physical touch. Next, how to discover your love language. Now, first of all you need to do is listen to the previous explanation and the definitions that I've just made to each of these love languages and find the one that truly resonates with you deeply. Now, ask yourself these questions during the finding. How do you show love? What do you complain about in a relationship? What do you request or actively need from your partner on a day-to-day basis? Now, to affirm all, we're going to look at them step by step and how to discover if any of this love language truly resonates with you deeply. So first, words of affirmation. What to note, how to know if words of affirmation is your love language. Number 1, you really like hearing your partner say, "I love you." Those 3 words are particularly meaningful, special, and reassuring for you to hear again and again and again and again. Number 2, you appreciate when you are being acknowledged and praised. It's nice to have your effort recognized with kind words, no matter how small it is. It lets you know that you are valued. Number 3, the details matter, and it's important your partner remarks on things like if you've changed your hair or actually put on work clothes instead of your pajamas for your Zoom work. It shows that they are paying attention, which helps you feel cherished. Number 4, you feel valued when they take the time to thoughtfully reflect and comment on something positive they notice you doing. Number 5, when you do something nice for your partner, they say thank you, which makes you feel recognized and affirmed. Secondly, quality time. How to know if quality time is your love language. What to note for. So number 1, you like to spend uninterrupted time with your partner. It's critical you have enough time to hang out and enjoy each other's with undivided attention, no distractions. Number 2, it's meaningful when they make time for you, prioritize you in their schedule, and don't cancel plans. Number 3, time is precious and it's meaningful to soak in every second of your time together. Number 4, creating memories and special moments together is super important to you. Sharing new experiences makes the world to you also. Number 5, you feel content and happy when you are around your partner. Even if you aren't doing anything, just sitting down there. The important thing is you are spending focused time together. And thirdly, acts of services. How to know if act of services is your love language? What to denote is number 1, you feel taken care of when your partner supports you and help ease your responsibilities, when they do little chores or tasks for you. Number 2, it means a lot when someone follows through on something, especially if they were paying attention and stepped in to help. When they do this, you trust your partner to pay attention to the little details. Number 3, you think talk is cheap. Action means everything. You need someone to come through and to know you can really rely on them. Show, not tell. Number 4, you love when your partner steps in to do little things for you to make your life easier. Number 5, if you're feeling stressed or tired, it would be nice if your partner saw it as an opportunity to step up and elevate your burden by taking something off your plate that is easy for them to do. That small act helps you feel taken care of. And fourthly, gifts. How to discover if gift is your love language? What to note for is number 1, you feel loved when you receive a gift. The present itself is nice, but it's really the thought behind it that counts. The gift becomes an object that helps you remember they were thinking of you, which fills you with love. Number 2, after a date or a trip, it's special to take a memento home with you. Seeing the item reminds you of the sentimental moments. Number 3 is the best gifts are the meaningful ones. If it's a surprise, then even better. It strengthens the bond and builds a deeper connection for you. Number 4, during holidays, birthdays, or anniversaries, you want to commemorate it with a present of some kind. Those days are extra special, and you feel using those days as a reminder of your commitment. Number 5, the gestures of receiving a gift demonstrates that you are seen, cared for, and prized. You really thrive in thoughtfulness behind the gestures and treasure nostalgic items. And lastly, physical touch. How to discover if physical touch is your love language? What to look out for is number 1, you look forward to hugs, cuddles, and kissing. Nothing beats tactile, physical intimacy. Number two, you feel grounded in a relationship when physical affection is accessible and often cultivated. Holding hands, long embraces, and kisses are common and welcome occurrences. Number three, you are game for public displays of affection. It helps you feel wanted and desired. Number four, if your partner is sitting next to you, you would rather sit side to side and cuddle up. The closer the better. If they are nearby, it's almost automatic you reach out to them to touch their leg, play with their hair, or give them a back rub. Number five, sexual intimacy makes you feel loved and closer to your partner. And lastly, how to communicate and take actions in all of this love language. Number one, how to communicate. Words of affirmation. Encourage, affirm, appreciate, empathize, and listen actively. How to take action under words of affirmation is that send unexpected notes, text, or card. Genuinely encourage and do it often. Number two, how to communicate quality time. Uninterrupted and focused conversations, one-on-one time is critical. Then how to take action is that you create special moments together, take walks, and do small things with your partner. Number three, how to communicate acts of services is that you use action phrases like, I'll help. They want to know you are with them. How to take action, do chores together or make them breakfast in bed. Go out of your way to help elevate their daily workload. Number four, how to communicate gifts. Number one is thoughtfulness. Make sure your spouse is a priority and speak purposefully. How to take action is give thoughtful gifts and gestures. Small things matter in a big way. Express gratitude when giving out these gifts and when receiving them. And lastly, how to communicate physical touch. You don't need to talk much. Non-verbal, use body language and touch to express love. Actions. How to take action is hug, kiss, hold hands, show physical affection, public affection, and make intimacy a thoughtful priority. In conclusion, understanding and embracing love languages is the key to unlocking profound connection in relationships. It is a personalized roadmap to the heart of our loved ones, fostering empathy and intimacy. By speaking and comprehending each other's unique love languages, we transcend communication barriers and cultivate a deeper understanding. This intentional approach transforms gestures into meaningful expressions of love, creating a foundation for lasting bonds. Love languages empower couples to navigate challenges, celebrate victories, and build a resilient connection. In the symphony of relationships, love languages compose the harmonious melody that elevates every note, making the journey together richer and more fulfilling. That will be the end of today's episode. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, you can do so by hitting the subscription button or the follow button on Spotify. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in my next episode.